Rosie, I'm going to make a bouillabaisse, which is a lovely classic French soup. While I'm starting it, got some thyme there and some rosemary.
Yep.
Pick a little bit of it and give it a bit of a chop. My pan here is nice and hot, and I'll start getting things together. You can see it's nice and hot. I'll put a nice...
Yeah, it's smelling good already. Is that the stock?
That's the stock. And what I do is I take all the fish bones, fish heads, prawn heads, all the scruffy bits. I throw it into a pot with some warm water and bring it up to the boil.
The bits that normally go in the bin.
Exactly. Well, they don't go in the bin in our place. So I'd let them simmer away for about half an hour, 40 minutes or so. Make sure you skim the top of it because you get a foam that comes to the top. Give that a bit of a skim, take that away, and you're left over with this lovely liquid. Look at that. That's the fumé du poisson, or the fish stock. And if you have any of that left over, you don't use it all, you can always pop it into the freezer and bring it out for later on. Listen to that sizzle. Onion, leek, celery, all diced up nice and small. What we're going to do is sweat this down till it becomes nice and flavoursome, and I'll add some garlic to it. We love garlic.
Oh, we love garlic. The French love the garlic, don't they, as well?
They say it's all about onions and garlic with French cookery. Bay leaves are going to go in there. These are fresh bay leaves, but if you've got dried bay leaves, you can put them in as well. 2 of them go straight in there. Give that a bit of a stir around. Now, sweat this down nicely, and at this stage here, I add some salt and some pepper to bring out the flavour. Now, you have to be careful when you are making a bouillabaisse. I know I'm going to add mussels and clams, and when they cook, they let a lot of salt water out. So you don't want to add too much salt into it, and you can always add salt later, but you can never take it out.
Very true. Very wise words. Same with alcohol, isn't it?
I would never know about that. Give that a bit of a stir. And you can see as you sweat it down, all the flavour comes out of it. Now, grab some of that and add that to the vegetables.
Good.
It does, doesn't it? Now, I've got an orange over there, Rosie. What I want you to do is to just peel off a couple of little shards of orange, just to give it a bit of flavour. I'm going to add some tomato paste here. Tomato paste is optional. I want to thicken it up a little bit, and tomato paste is great for that. I've also got some saffron, and I like to use a lot of saffron. Some people only like a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I'd have to go just a little bit, so it is to your preference, I think, that one.
Exactly. I like a bit of cayenne pepper because I like the spice in it. And a little bit of paprika as well. This is one of those dishes that you can sort of, have your own little bit of fun with it. And I'll just stir that around like that till it all sort of comes together beautifully. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some Pernod to it, or you can have some white wine in there. I'm just going to go straight in there and add the fish stock, because the fish stock has got so much flavour in it, it's going to carry the whole dish. Now, normally I would just have a little strainer in there. You can see I just take the top of it like that. There we go. And you can see I've got little bits of onion and stuff go in there. Now, I've got some tin tomatoes there, Australian tin tomatoes.
The best.
If you can grab that and pop that straight into the pot here.
100%, with pleasure. They're absolutely packed with the antioxidant lycopene, which is so fantastic.
And they're also very tasty. Now, traditionally, when you make this soup, what you would do is you'd cook up some fish and you'd cook it away for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then you would puree it, and that would be the thickening. We're not going to do that. We're just going to use the tomatoes to thicken it all up together. And I'll grab some of this orange. I'll pop one of these little things in there. That'll give it a lovely flavour. Now, Rosie, this will come up to the boil in about 30 seconds. If you pass me that seafood that's over there, we're going to pop it in there.
Seafood platter?
Look at this. It looks great. I've got some lovely white fish. This is hapuka that you can get from your local fishmonger. Pop a few pieces in like that. These are what they call Dublin Bay prawns, or scampi, or langoustines. I'm going to pop a few of these babies in here as well. This is almost like a French paella, isn't it?
It isn't indeed. You get these from your fishmonger, mate?
I get them from Manny. He's a mate of mine, always has lovely fish for me. And the trick is with seafood is buy it on the day you're going to cook it, and that way you know it's always fresh. Mussels go in the top there, and a few clams as well.
Love
you know what? Now I've got a bit of room. I'm just going to pop the last little bits in there because we're not going to save it for anyone. I'll pass that to you, Rosie, there like that.
They're always just such showstoppers. When anybody orders a food like this in a restaurant, I'm just like, wow, there's so much going on. But the great thing about all of those shellfish as well is full of magnesium and zinc, which have like thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs in the body.
What she's saying is it tastes good. On goes the lid. About 5 or 6 minutes, it'll come up to the boil. About 8 to 10 minutes, it should be cooked. That'll give us time to make up a nice little garlic and saffron mayonnaise and have some crusty bread ready to eat it. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, that looks fantastic. The steam.
Impressive.
It's great, isn't it? Now, Rosie's got some garlic and she's microplaned it so it's nice and fine, and she's going to fold it through the mayonnaise with the saffron in it. That's a classic garnish that goes with a bouillabaisse. Now, the bouillabaisse is quite simple. You just pull it straight out of the pot here like that and pop it into a bowl. You can get really fancy with it, which they'll do in a fine dining restaurant, or we're just going to do it the rustic way.
Wow.
There we go. Look at that. Looks great, doesn't it?
That is epic, isn't it?
It is, and
it really is.
You can make anything of it you want. You can make it really thick if you want, or I like it a little bit more soupy here with lots of garnish and carrots and things in there. A nice big piece of fish on the top there like that. Looks fantastic, doesn't it?
It really does, really does.
And then the only way to eat it, Rosie, is a nice big slab of crusty bread with some of this on top of it. Look at that. Make sure you put plenty of it on the top there. This is the only way to eat it.
Absolutely.
Smells great, looks great. What do you think of that?
That is the French way, hands down. It's always very breathtaking, their food, and that most certainly is. You've really got a good amount of that sauce on there.
There you go, Rosie. Now, what I'll do is I'll just have another little bit of that soup. That's great flavour. You can taste the saffron, the orange through there, all that seafood. It is really good.
Oh, you can taste the garlic in there. And that's how it's supposed to be. After French cooking, I mean, you're not going to smell the best, but you're going to feel satisfied, wholesome, and full.
What she said.